Hello gang, it's week 2. I always like to record a little desktop or screen sharing recording each week so that we can navigate through the course and see what the expectations are for the week and kind of see it visually because I'm a visual learner and I'm sure many of you are. So each week I'll have an announcement like you see here for week 2, and I'll give a description of what we'll be doing each week, but I'll also record a video that I will embed at the bottom of this screenshot so that you can watch it visually and kind of see what's going on. So we'll go here over to coursework. Now remember, each week I actually bundle together 2 weeks at a time, so you'll actually see weeks 1 and 2 are in the same folder. Each week we'll have a voice thread and we'll have some chapter in-book projects that kind of go across 2 weeks. If you don't get all of the chapter projects in the first week of the 2 weeks in the folder, that's okay. I give it a 2-week buffer so that it gives you a little time to do the chapter projects. They take 30 to 45 minutes each, along with some of the other things we're doing, like the voice thread and the chapter readings and an out-of-book project. So as long as by week 2, the end of week 2, we have our 4 chapters projects in, I'm okay with that. That'll be perfectly fine. So I did have that question from one of the students through email earlier in the week, and so yeah, you can have the full 2 weeks to do the learning activity, which is the chapter projects. So with that being said, anyone that hasn't submitted their first 4 Photoshop chapter assignments through the chapter assignment links in the folder, you have this week to complete the first 4 Photoshop chapters. So just make sure I have them by Wednesday, I believe it's the 21st, because Thursday is the 15th, yeah. Okay, all right, so we'll go into the week 2. Just keep in mind that I will accept, with no point deduction, the first 4 chapter Photoshop books as you kind of get them done, as we get in the groove here with the course. And so we'll go right here to the week 2 out-of-book practicum, and it's about sketching a supernatural creature movie poster. And you'll see a couple of the student sketches. I'm not looking for a Picasso drawing or Salvador Dali or anything like that. I'm just looking for the basic idea of the kind of idea you come up with, and it can be stick figures for all I care. But I would like a little bit of detail, like when you're writing out the letters, make sure you kind of try to draw the letters, kind of show me how big it would be and kind of where it would appear, as this student did on their sketch. I'm not looking for amazing artwork, but I am looking for kind of scale and proportion and kind of where things should go and how big they should be in relationship to the other things. And you'll notice that each week you'll get a very detailed kind of design challenge deliverable. So, and we'll always include examples so you can kind of see what's going on. I'll always include some professional examples, right? So you want to make sure that you kind of plan what the background of your poster would be, you know, what the main image would be. You want to make sure that you have the name of the film. If there's a tagline for the film, you should write that in, like, let's see, the killer worm, from the soil to your blood, or something like that, some kind of tagline. And production edits, where you kind of block in, just in small writing, a couple names of the actors, maybe when it's in the theater. This description is a really great kind of marker for the elements that you should include in your sketch. And you'll see that there's all kinds of professional ones we've kind of popped in here, and some different ones that kind of give you a little bit of inspiration. This is actually a student's self-portrait. We had to do self-portraits using playing cards for one of the classes, not this class, and this was one of her designs, so that's kind of cool. So we're just looking for a rough sketch. You can either take a photo of it with your phone and submit it as a JPEG. If you have a scanner, you can do that. Normally the students just take a picture of their sketch with their phone or with a tablet or something like that. They go ahead and email it to themselves, their Hodges email address, save it to their computer, and then upload it in the assignment link, which is the pink link right here. So you'll click on that and give me your JPEG of your sketch. Here's your voice thread discussion. This is a requirement as part of participation. So each week we will have one of those. You get carryover weeks for the book projects, but you don't get carryover weeks for the voice thread projects. You need to do those in the weeks that they are posted in the folder. And the quiz. And the quiz is on your first 4 chapters in your Photoshop book. And it's open book, so you can kind of skim a little bit and try to remember where the parts are. I think if you read it and then you kind of look for it and read it, that's a reinforcer. Keep in mind that when we get towards the end of the semester, I'm going to pull all these questions into one big quiz database, and then I'll spit out a number of them for you as part of like a final written practicum. So keep that in mind. If there are ones that aren't sticking for you and you don't remember, I would recommend taking notes where you kind of jot down this word is, a marquee tool, and then you write the description of what a marquee tool is so that you can kind of reinforce that. The more you read it and write it and quiz on it, the more you remember it. I try to make it mostly definitions and kind of historical stuff so that these are things you're going to need in your career field. You need to be able to use terminology correctly as you interact with other professionals. So that's week 2. The quiz would take you 30 minutes or so. The sketch probably an hour or 2 just to kind of come up with an idea and sketch it. And then any of the book projects that you haven't carried over quite yet, go ahead and you can submit those this week. And your voice thread. This week is all about photoshopping images for advertising. I want to get your opinion on whether that's okay, and I want you to take a hardline stance one way or the other, yes or no, and tell us why. And I've activated the ability for you to comment on student posts. This first week, I won't require you to respond to anyone, but let's get into the comfort of doing that, where you say, yeah, I think that's a really good, valid point, and this is why. And then we can start interacting as a course as we go forward with the voice thread. Week 1 was just recording. Week 2 was recording with the ability to comment. And then week 3 on will be recording and comment. And you'll be required to record a post and comment on one of the student posts. And that'll get our dialogue going. So, okay, so have a great week. Bye.